being with us. The Nigerian Senate has begun reviewing 31 fresh proposals seeking the creation of new states across the country. The move comes as part of the ongoing constitution amendment process, with lawmakers receiving petitions from various regions, citing demands for equity, development, and representation. While the proposals are at the preliminary stage, the development has sparked national debate, with supporters calling it a step towards true federalism and critics warning against political fragmentation. The Senate says all submissions will undergo thorough review in line with constitutional requirements. Joining us in the studio is a social commentator and the publisher, The Factor magazine, Japhet Odesonya. Good morning. It's good to have you join us.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Do we need the creation of more states as a country? We already have 36 and we already have 31 pending as it is. We know that. How did we get here? It was the military that was able to ensure the balkanization of the country into this number of states that we have, especially after the Civil War. But successive governments, talking about the democratic government, have not been able to succeed with achieving the creation of more states. But as it is where we stand, will they be able to do that, and do we need more?
Yeah, thank you. Only time will tell.
Really?
It's a matter of time. But we must also bear in mind that we are in a peculiar era at the moment. And I say so because for the first time, you are having a politician, and a statesman for the first time in the history of Nigeria. Let's just put it at since 1999. Man whose business, whose concern is purely politics, is in charge. To that extent, we may break the jinx that for years, except during military, we have never been able to democratically create additional states. Murtala Mohammed did additional 7 states, 1976, 79. Babangida did 91. Abacha, 1996. No civilian government has been able to create states. That said, now, some view it as it may be diversionary. The protagonists feel it's towards development. But ideally, I personally don't think that is what we need.
How do
I think we need good governance. And the theory of state presupposes that power is purely responsibility. Section 14 of the Nigerian Constitution states it clearly. The fundamental goal and principal objective of the state will be to cater for the welfare of the people and ensure security. That is government. And so when we say state, we mean government. Creation of states is about creating government, taking government and governance closer to the people.
Right.
If that is the thing, if that is the idea, we may not need to create states to create good governance and get government closer to the people. We would need restructuring fundamentally. We will need reorientation.
Yeah.
We may not need to balkanize. 350 million American population has just 50 states. A state is as big as Nigeria.
But what do you mean by restructuring? Because it means different things to different regions of even the country as we speak.
Okay. Restructuring presupposes that we must look at the framework of governance itself, the mechanism. Give us fiscal federalism. Let us have state police. We know the fundamentals. True federalism, the principle of derivation, resource control. For God's sake, if we can operate at the level of region, we will take governance to the people. Give the region autonomy. Southwestern region, and we have development commission already. Anyway, for the purpose of politics, we may not throw away the idea entirely. We will look at it from the angle of politics and politicians. That Okay, some people feel disgruntled, marginalized, killings there and there, ethnic bigotry, primordial sentiments, and all that. But does it suffice to say how to eliminate that is to create new states? No, it is for government to be responsible.
That's the bottom line.
That's it.
There are some people that believe that the clamor for new state is elitist. You know, in fact, Uncle Sam yesterday says that this particular clamor, he doesn't see it seeing the light of day. But other people are saying Mr. President, when he was governor of Lagos State, created LCDAs. So he sort of has a bias to creating more federating units, you know. And you alluded to it too when you started talking. Let us look at the parameters that has to be taken into consideration when we're creating states.
You see, it is cumbersome. Section 8 of the Nigerian Constitution as amended states it clearly. You will have 2/3 of the House of Assembly affected, the Senate, the rep members, and all that. But because, like I said earlier, there is a politician in the saddle, that may not be a big deal to scale through. If the agenda is clear that we have to create, I think it's going to stay true. We'll get new states. We may not get 31. I would like to see new states so that I cry less about marginalization as an Ijebu man. You get it.
You have more opportunities.
You know, I get closer, you know, to the cookie jar. You get it. But that is parochial. You know, if you give me Lagoon State, I should be happier. It makes sense. But must we create new states? And if we have to create new states, the fear is viability, validity, universal validity. But some of the states cannot even survive except they get monthly allocations.
Allocations, yes.
Those are the concerns, and those are genuine concerns. Pandev has raised alarm. Ohaneze, Afenifere, Arewa, all have said, come, is it about state creation or good governance? Even if it has to be, there must be new state. Okay, let it be equitable. Let it be upon the basis that, okay, a region that has 7 already, let it remain so. The one that has 5, let's create 2.
Or 2 more or 1.
Can that happen? So we're back to politics.
It's politics.
We should be talking good governance. It's pure politics. I am not averse to it. You know, it will bring development. But what are we talking about?
Is that what we need right now?
What are we talking about? The issue is the Nigerian citizen needs bread and butter.
Finish.
He needs security of his life. Give them food. Give us light. I see a development that I'm so happy about. And that's what I tell you about this man. The electricity regulatory bill, you know, that act. He has ceded it to states to generate, distribute energy. What he was not given the opportunity to do. Now, as president, he has said, come, states can do that. That is devolution of power. We need to move some responsibilities off the exclusive list.
Right, exactly.
Give it to the states and local government. The man who has given us autonomy as the local government, we should see through it.
All right,
that's sufficient.
Yeah. So some people are saying that, okay, if we have to distribute states, you know, equitably, there are some states that are quite small, I think Bayelsa, and they're saying that, okay, we need more local governments. And people are asking the question, you have waterlogged. Do you want to create local governments on water? And they say, just say it was a local government.
Have we not created a city of water here?
That makes sense. But my
problem.
question is, you know, proponents of smaller and they argue that yes, when we have these smaller states and locally grounded states, it can actually fast track development. That you said that okay, it will move you closer So the cookie jar, I know you said that, in a way just to make us laugh. But looking at Gombe, how much has it performed when it seeded from, or when it was
Part of Bauchi?
Yeah, from Bauchi in 1996. Have they been able to achieve that good governance when it comes? Is there evidence that there is better performance at the aim of affairs?
I am not from Gombe. Fortunately, I served in Gombe, NYSC, in 2000. Malam CD local government. And I saw a lock-up shop as local government secretariat.
Say it?
You want me to say that again?
Yeah, I want you to say that again.
I served in Gombe in the year 2000, NYSC. And I saw for the first time that there was massive landmass. I saw a lock-up shop as the secretariat of the Malam City local government in Gombe. Shops, lock-up shops.
But that's back in the day.
Back in the day.
We really can't
so
say what
I am not there now. I wouldn't know what has happened, the level of development and all that. But I know when you talk of viability, Gombe State doesn't have what it takes to survive except the monthly allocation. The peasants dominate Gombe. We did our endurance trekking. We see poverty everywhere.
You're talking about what year?
Mini population, meager population, even at that.
Yeah,
that's 2000. So that's about
5 years.
25 years. A lot should have happened, but I doubt it. Bearing in mind the peculiarity of the Nigerian states and the political actors.
Right.
You get it?
That brings me to the next question I want to ask. If there is a clamor for representation and all of it, as we see why they're pushing for 31 states, is it also an appraisal of the performance of those in governance as we speak? They're not being able to deliver on good governance, and the fact that they are not willing to necessarily take responsibility to deliver on that. We've talked about the matter of local government autonomy. We saw the Supreme Court has ruled on that, yet we are still seeing states, local governments struggle, and they are still saying that the governors are not allowing that happen. We talked about the matter of state policing. Again, fingers are being pointed at the same state governors, not allowing this whole thing push through. How do we begin to ensure that these persons deliver on their responsibility, what they swore to the people to deliver on?
We have to keep appealing.
Why should we appeal?
We have to, because we are the people. It's a collective responsibility to take our destinies into our hands and demand good governance. And I think that is the point where we are. Let us have state police. Let us have local government autonomy. Let there be accountability. We find it almost utopian and Herculean.
Why is that so for the
and
state
it shouldn't
governors?
be.
Yeah.
It's so particularistic about us that we merely sloganize policies. And it's painful.
Absolutely.
If the man at the helm is willing, then let us also back it with the will. Use the hammer. That's why government is government. The machinery of government and governor. Use it to ensure that there is correspondence. The state governors get 60% increase allocation. Moving it from first subsidy removal. Local government, the same thing. I know of local government that was taking 20 million before. Now 200 million, 180 million. What has that translated to? The role of state is to ensure that the man is a good husband, that the man is a good soldier, that the man is a good father, and that ultimately the man is a philosopher. And that's where education comes in.
In this case,
That is the role of the
when you
state.
say man, you mean both man and
We
woman.
mean citizens.
Yeah.
It doesn't take away women.
Yes, because so that the feminists don't come for you.
Yes.
We look at a state like Cross River State. I would like to talk about that because I know them very well. From the farthest south of Cross River State to the farthest north of Cross River, with good roads, it's 7 hours driving. with bad roads, now it has gotten to 10, 11 hours, you know, for you to do within the same state. If that kind of state is clamoring for an additional state, would you say it's okay?
Let's get the perspective clear. The idea of state creation is not bad entirely. We are concerned about the motive.
Okay.
The seeming subterfuge, clandestine motive, mere politicking. That is the fear. Other than that, it's good. We are good to go. We need more. The more, the merrier. So far, the idea is to take governance closer to the people.
Yeah.
Why not? At least at the end of the day, the money in the federation account will have to go to the states, and it must be spent, you know,
in the
for the welfare of the people of the states.
Yeah.
Do roads, do this, and all that. Beautiful. So when you look at it from that angle, there's nothing bad about it. It is representativeness. It is representativeness in democracy. You know, you balkanize for good governance. It's not bad. But we are saying, is that the only route
We can take, yeah.
Is that the alternative that we have? Are there no other alternatives? The other alternatives that we have been touting, what becomes of them? Can't we ensure good governance? If we can tar coastal road from Lagos to Calabar, must we balkanize Cross River to take care of roads within the little region?
Interesting.
So the issue is...
That's right. So when you mentioned Cross River, and I remember that at a point in time you made us understand that in Cross River, even in some local government, they speak almost different languages.
Oh, yes.
You're right there. When you move from one locality to another, and that's them. If you look at the macrocosm, Africa, we have about 1,500 to 3,000 languages spoken in Africa, and Nigeria has about 500 documented languages. So people are saying that when we break this, and we have states closer, people will be able to, yes, express themselves among themselves, but in our diversity, because people from outside are saying that, you guys remember you're not the same. You don't speak the same languages. Why do you want to come together? This one is after your life. Should we not emphasize on how we can come together as
unity,
one indivisible whole, rather than thinking, yes, he's an Ijaw man, he's a Yoruba man, let's have our own states to ourselves. How do you approach this matter so that we see ourselves as one indivisible whole?
My brother, comrade, it is poverty that it is poverty that separates us.
Yes.
And I've talked about making the citizen a philosopher.
Yeah.
The core function of state is to ensure that the citizens are educated. What's my problem with an Ijaw? We were in this country before. The northerner was mayor in Lagos State. We care less about that. It is poverty and politics for tricks, gimmicks, deceits, vicious aggrandizement.
And also bringing religion into the
bring religion.
That's the most dangerous of them all.
It's diversionary.
Right.
The issue is, let there be good governance. Eradicate poverty. What is the business of the German in ensuring that the state governor is from Calabari or is from Ogoja? Once you have bread on your table,
you're fine.
Shelter over your head,
clothes on your body.
All these things don't really matter.
All right.
But politicians, that was why the last time I came here, some people just got frustrated and said, politicians are the problem. And I said, no, you can't conclude that way. It is the system, it is the people.
We are the politicians.
We are the issue.
They are
but one quick question before I believe we'll let you go is the aspect of resources. Earlier on you mentioned that state governments are getting 60% now for federal increment for their allocation. Now, if we are to create more, would we have enough resources to go round?
We don't have problem of resources.
We don't?
With due respect, we don't. It's even better that we have where to deploy resources. Send money
And when you talk about resources, are you referring to natural resources?
Wouldn't we be slashing down on what the states are already getting as it is because we have more states?
No, it shouldn't too. It shouldn't too. No. And that would take us to, resource control. We have an over-bloated, over-concentrated central that needs to devolve power. If the central will not devolve power, let it release the money. So if there are more states to send money to, it's better. It is better. Yes.
But there's money somewhere they are not releasing. Is that what you're saying?
We have money now.
So she's asking whether they are releasing the money or not.
They have to release. If you create states, how will you ensure it functions? You give it the administrative capacity to function.
Do we have that? You're saying we have that resource?
We have now.
We are not going to cut down on what is already being given to others, the increment.
We may not need to cut down. And if we have to, we all will have to see it. Because, like I said, this thing is purely representative. It's about the people. Let the people decide. You understand? And what we are witnessing already is just invitation.
But you will champion resource control. Are state governments ready to take responsibility? That's another
resource control.
Yes, to control their resources.
It is the federal government that must let go. It is the federal government. And I think we have started. Look at the issue of electricity. Gradually, you see, you nurture democracy. India, oldest democracy, just in 1985.
And the largest.
Addressed the issue of gale of defection that we are witnessing now. For God's sake, we vote for the party, not you. If you have to go to another party, the power remains with the party. You will quit. The party will represent another person.
Simple.
Consequence. Constitutional consequence. Sanction. And because we don't have that, people are, hiding under the loophole of the section 68.681G, which presupposes that except where there is established friction, division, and what have you
at the national level,
in the party. So people, that's right. We have party problem. But apparently, and they want to leave. Then they jump up to another party. Whereas we have voted you in line with the manifesto of your party,
of this other
the ideology of that party, and so that you don't disenfranchise, disempower the electors, the electorate. We must hold the power. If you want to leave the party upon which we voted you, you go on your own. Yes, or you consult us. It must be a collective decision. But we are nurturing democracy. India just did its own 1985. Can you imagine? So we are just how many years? We have a long way to go. When we started, it was nascent democracy. Nascent democracy. Now it's not nascent. But we have to nurture our democracy. It's evolving. We will get there.
And the citizens are they even?
I am enjoying the moment. I like the man in charge. I just like his character, dual capacity, a politician and a statesman who thinks of very visionary. But I think the encumbrance is a system, and he must summon the courage and the willpower to ensure good governance and sanitize one's approach. We may not need to create
and the people must back him because they can't do it alone.
But there are those who say that he has summoned courage over time, especially removal of fuel subsidy and other things.
He must continue to summon.
Okay.
Can't have too much courage.
People don't support him. How do we even get him to do it?
I'll take it to the people's courts.
All right.
That's why the people must be properly mobilized, like we used to have MAMSA. MAMSA is the answer. Orientation, reorientation.
But no, we have any.
I take it to the people.
All right. We have
people
to
as the vanguard.
And
ultimately, the people win.
Japheth Odesanya, social commentator, publisher, The Factor magazine. Thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
Still ahead on TVC Breakfast, the APC braces up as opposition coalition applies for registration ahead of 2027 election. That will be after the break. Stay with us.